first things first, I like to go in with my eyes just so that when the fallout falls on my face, it's easier for me to clean up. So this is the eyeshadow palette I like to do for an everyday look. When I don't feel like doing a whole bunch of makeup, take this light brown shade. It's called Just Friends. It is a very light brown, and you can just put that all in the crease and onto the outer V or outer corner, whichever you want to call it. And I am using a fluffy eyeshadow brush just like this one. It's from Shein. I love this brush. I will share the brush set that I got from Shein on the screen, just so you guys know. So I like to start right here on the outer corner, and then I also am in the middle of the brush with my fingers, and then I go to towards the end of the brush when I go into my crease, just so we can blend that out at the same time. Build it up if you need to. And I am using windshield wiper motions and circular motions at the outer corner and windshield wiper motions at the crease. Okay, so now I like to go in Let's Snuggle. It is this a bit of a darker brown shade, and we're gonna deepen up the outer corner, and we are using this dense brush. It will help us focus it right on the outer corner. And this is by Shein as well. And we're just gonna focus it right here and not go any higher. Eyeshadow is gonna be this darker brown called Charmer. It's this one right there. And we're gonna deepen up the outer corner even more, just a tad bit, not too much. This gives it more of a dimension. And now we're gonna take the same brush, the brush we took earlier, and we're just gonna blend it out with no added product. Okay, and for the lid, we're gonna take this white eyeshadow shade called Come Here Often, which is this shade right here. Sorry, right there. This matte shade. This look I do every time. I do not like to, I'm not in the mood to do a whole bunch of eye color. This look is when I want something quick and easy and somewhat dramatic still, and but not too much. You're not gonna find a clean girl kind of makeup over here. I'm all about the drama on the eyes, and I'm making a fake cut crease. Alrighty, so we're gonna take that darker brown that we took, the very last shade before, and we're just gonna put that back in and marry those two colors together. And the eyelashes I am using today is by Ioni. The eyelashes I am using today is by Ioni. Oh my god. The lashes I am using today is by Ioni, and this is in the style Natural Light Wispy. And these are the lashes I like to use for everyday use. For my face primer, I like to use this e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and I love this primer. It really works. I need to get another one. I did repurchase this a couple of times already, but this really works. It helps everything stick to your face even through the heat. Because one year in St. Petersburg, I did go out to the Pride Parade, and I was out in the heat for about 4 to 5 hours, and it stayed on my face, and it helped my makeup stay on my face. Okay, so the next thing I like to do is spray some setting spray, and this is the Make It Last setting spray by Maybelline. One of my favorite setting sprays other than the e.l.f. one. It just helps hydrates my skin a lot before I put all the makeup on. And to get a good base going, you want to have a really good skincare routine, just so your makeup can go on nice and smooth and easy, and it doesn't look all cakey. So for foundation, last time I didn't use foundation a lot, So this time I like to use the... So for foundation, I am using the Maybelline Skin Tint Foundation in the color 120. I heard about this foundation again from Jade Amber. I tried it before. I forgot if I liked it or not, but I love it. So what I like to do is just squirt it on my face, or just use the foundation that's around the pump, just so it doesn't waste any product for one. And then I like to go in with a foundation brush, a kabuki brush just like this one, and I like to stipple it in my face first before I use a sponge. Okie dokie. Then I like to go in with a damp sponge. I'm gonna make sure I get some of the excess water out, just so it doesn't take a lot of product off of my face. And we are just going to blend one more time, just so we can get all of the brush streaks out of the foundation, so it can look like a airbrush effect going on. I love this foundation. I used it when it first came out, and I remembered I loved this foundation. Like I said again, it's not really a foundation. It's just a skin tint that gives your skin some color, and also it is very good on coverage, so it's not like a medium coverage to sheer. I love a full coverage. I'm a full coverage kind of girl, and I saw Jade Amber using this foundation. I was like, oh, I remember using that before, and I want to see if I still like it, and I love it still, and it feels so good and lightweight on the skin. So lately I've been looking for a hydrating concealer, just because under my circles, like right over here, is dry, very dry. I think it's due to the winter, most likely. And right now I am using the Morphe Effect Filter Concealer, and I like it. I really do. It feels really nice under my eyes, not so heavy or cakey underneath. So I just put a little bit right here and a little bit like this going up. And then also over here as well. So then I like to use a brush just like this one and just blend it out. And then I go back in with my sponge as well, just so I can get all the streaks out. So I would love to know what kind of videos you guys would like for me to do, long content form. I've been doing a lot of short content lately, just because it's a little bit easier to post that every single day than it is doing long content every day. But I'm trying to do more long content, especially at least film it 2 times a week each week, so I can have videos. And sometimes I run out of ideas on what to film, so I would love to know your ideas on what you would like to see for me to do in the next upcoming videos. Do you want to have vlog videos, more fashion videos? I like doing those. I have a lot of fun doing that, even though it's a long time to do, but I enjoy doing those. Morning routine, night routine. I'm trying to work on bettering my morning routine as we speak. Then I like to go in with my sponge, and it should look like this. Oh, I forgot. I like using this concealer more as a eye primer than anything, but I also like using this just to brighten up my eyes just a tad bit. I just put a very little bit of small little dots, and this is the Loreal Infallible Concealer in the shade Vanilla. I keep forgetting to tell you guys the shades. It's definitely a full coverage kind of concealer, so but you don't have to do this if you don't want to. This is just my preference, and this is just what I do. So I just add a tiny dot. But if I did it by itself, then it definitely does. Or maybe I was just putting too much. Remember the little triangle concealer that everybody used to do? I still do that sometimes. when I want like a whole bunch of concealer. But lately I've been doing very little concealer underneath my eyes because you don't need a whole bunch. And then I like to use the excess concealer that's on the brush and just put it on my nose. And then we blend it again. I also like to highlight my chin area just a tad bit. Okie doke. But today we are gonna go in with the e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush. It is the Blush Liquid Camo, and this is the color Coral Crush. And I like to add just a tad bit with this as well. It is pigmented, and I like to start up here on the highest point of my cheekbone, just because if you put it right here on your the apples of your cheek, it will make it look round, and we want to look lifted. So if you want to have a lifted look, then definitely start up here on the highest point of our cheekbones. So I like to do this before I put my setting powder down, just because if I add a little bit too much of this stuff, it helps blend in the blush a little bit more, the setting powder that is. Oh crap, I'm ahead of myself. I forgot my bronzer. Oh well, we'll add that back in. We'll add it in. See, as you can tell, it is lifted a bit. Your cheekbones are lifted. From this one, there's a difference with the blush, without the blush, but with the blush. And I just love how my cheeks look lifted with this trick. Okay, so we're gonna go back in and we're gonna use a bronzer. The bronzer I love to use is the Juvia's Place bronzer in the shade medium. This is my all-time favorite. Loved their cream contour, but I've been loving the stick more. And I'm just gonna keep it like right there and just bronze the crap out of the forehead. Just try to be careful not to get it in the middle, because we want the middle to look a little highlighted. And if you do, it's okay, we'll clean that up. So for my nose, I will show you guys what I do for my nose. I'm looking for the brush. I'm always looking for team. There it is. So I like to use a dome brush like this one, just to get right into my nose contour. If you hear some snoring, that's my dog. He's sleeping. You see him in most of my short videos. I mean, sometimes in my long content too, but mainly when I do shorts, he's there. Right there in the video. He's the only kid I have, just like so. Okay. So for setting powder, I like to use the Morphe Translucent Setting Powder, and it is the Jumbo Bake and Set. And I like to use my sponge for this. First, we're gonna start, I need to not use the viewfinder as a mirror, because that's what I'm using right now. So I like to take my beauty sponge and I like to set underneath my eyes first. And then I like to go over here underneath the eyeshadow that we have flaring out right there to clean it up. And then I do go over here and I just blend it over to where I put the blush, just so it doesn't look so harsh, in case it does. It kind of does right now, but it's okay. And then I like to carve out my nose contour just a bit more. So I slightly put the setting powder right there on the other side. Also right here, down the middle of my nose. I also carve out my cheekbones more, and I just put this underneath the bronzer just so it can look more. I also set underneath here, my nose, and my chin, and a little on the forehead, just a tad bit. This helps the makeup stay on as well. So this is what I do, especially when I go to work. I want my makeup to last all day long when I'm there. And you should look something like this. Okay, so now I go ahead and I go with a big fluffy brush. I don't let it sit for too long just because my skin is dry right now, a bit dry. I know. Why set your face when you have dry skin? It just helps my makeup stay, and that's basically what it does, helps my makeup stay. But I will show you what I do afterwards. But I don't let it stay on for too long, not like I used to. Not like back in the day. Also blends out the contour a little bit better from when we couldn't. Okay, so the blush I am using to set the blush that I am using to set my liquid blush is the Juvia's Place blush, volume 5, and it's like a coral color, so we're using this one and mix it a little bit with this as well. Here, I use a small little blush brush just like this one. Be careful because these are pigmented. Just like so. And I also like to add a little bit on my nose. So too good. I'm a little ahead of myself. Go. Alright. So to melt everything together, I am going to take my setting spray again. And I'm doing this before I add any mascara to my bottom lashes because it will run down my face if I don't. And then I do let my fan take care of the drying. I believe this fan was bought off of Amazon? I don't remember. We got this little fan a long time ago, so I don't really remember. So for highlighter, I forgot I was filming. For highlighter, I like to use this Ace Beauty highlighter. For highlight, I like to use this Ace Beauty highlighter palette, and sometimes I switch between the white or the gold. So today, I think I'm gonna do the gold highlighter on my face. I love me a good highlight. Not sure if you guys do highlighting anymore, but I love a good highlight. And so for my inner corner highlight, I'm going to use this white one right here and just highlight the inner part of my eyes, my cheek. I sometimes do my brow bone, just very lightly. So for lips, I sometimes like to use a light brown or a nude for an everyday lip. This is like a light brown. I don't know if it's a lip gloss, but it's like a sheen kind of lipstick. This is the Vinyl Liquid Lip by Maybelline, and it is in the color Lip. Let me do that. So for lips, I like to go in with a brown, a light brown, or a nude color for this everyday look. But this is the lipstick by Maybelline. It is the Vinyl collection, part of the Vinyl collection, and it is in the shade Lippy. It is the number 10. I'm not sure if it's just a lipstick or it is a lip gloss, but it's kind of sticky like a lip gloss, so we gotta shake it. Shake. I don't have any lip liners, so if you guys can suggest any good affordable lip liner in the comments, let me know. And that is it for my everyday makeup routine. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you made it this far, comment this emoji down below. It just lets me know that you watched it to the end and that you guys enjoyed this video. And let me know in the comments below any questions you guys may have for me, because I do want to do a chit chat get ready with me / Q&A. So definitely leave me some questions, and I'll talk to you guys in my next one. So if you're new, subscribe to my channel to become part of my family here on YouTube, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.